Imagine waking up one morning and discovering that 90% of your brain is missing. No sci-fi movie, no urban legend. This is documented medical reality. Today, we'll meet 3 people who cheated every neuroscience textbook, and we'll ask the question that still haunts researchers. What actually makes us, us? Our story begins in Marseille, France. A 44-year-old civil servant, let's call him Philippe, walks into a clinic complaining of a mild nagging pain in his left leg. The doctors run the usual scans. But when the MRI slides into view, everyone in the room stops breathing. Where a healthy brain should sit, the image shows a thin crescent of tissue and an ocean of fluid. Philippe's brain mass measures barely 10% of normal volume, compressed against the skull by decades of hydrocephalus. Yet this man drives, pays taxes, plays soccer with his kids, and scored above average on an IQ test. How? Neuroscientists coined a friendly term, neuroplasticity. The brain rewires, reallocates, and repurposes whatever tissue it has left. It is, in one word, resourceful. Okay, case number 2 emerges from rural China. A 24-year-old woman who feels dizzy every time she stands up quickly. Routine CT scan, same stunned silence. Her cerebellum, the mini brain that coordinates every step you take, simply isn't there. At birth, she crawled later than average, spoke her first words at 6, and fell down more than most toddlers, yet she eventually learned to ride a bicycle. Thousands of nerve pathways that once belonged to her cerebellum migrated to distant lobes, crafting brand new circuitry. It's as if the brain whispered, "Okay team, we've lost engineering, marketing, you're now engineering." Our final story begins with a newborn in Brazil. Ultrasound reveals ventricles, those filled cavities swelling to monstrous size. Surgeons place a shunt. The child Lucas survives. By age 6, scans show only a fragile sliver of cortex hugging the skull. But Lucas sings, paints, and memorizes dinosaur facts with the enthusiasm of any first grader. His teachers describe him as curious and empathetic. Again, the brain bends but does not break. So how does gray mush pull off these miracles? One theory, redundancy. Billions of neurons overlap duties. Snip a few wires and alternative routes carry the signal. Another possibility, the connectome, the vast map of neural links, reorganizes based on demand, much like a city rerouting traffic after an earthquake. Which brings us to you. If consciousness can bloom inside a brain that's mostly missing, is self a property of flesh or a pattern that will emerge wherever it finds a foothold? If that thought makes your neurons tingle, maybe, just maybe, your next synaptic leap is to subscribe to LudiTox before your brain decides to wander off without you.